Big wins for Chelsea, Manchester United, and Arsenal in the English Premier League. Welcome to Gustavo's Football Headquarters. Manchester United 2, Sunderland 0. Yes, Manchester United fans have been very hungry to see games like this. What a performance today as they beat Sunderland by 2-0. Yes, many people didn't really believe Manchester United could get a result just because of their previous results that they are having. Negative results. Yes, so but then in this game, I think Manchester United really played very well. They dominated from the start to the end. Yes, just that maybe let's say in the second half, they really had some kind of lapses, but then they drove through and then got all the 3 points. Now, let's move to the tactical aspect of this game. What I observed. I think in this game, Manchester United tactically, I think let's start with the pressing. You know, initially, we know Manchester United really likes to press very high under this Ruben Amorim formation. From attack, you press very high, the midfield follows, and then the defense as well. There are situations whereby defenders like De Ligt sometimes step in midfield just to close down opponents, right? And I think with that very high press, it was exposing Manchester United, especially in midfield. When the strikers press really high, as in Sesko, Mbeumo, and Cunha, if they press really high, it leaves a gap behind them. Meaning the midfielders also have to press very high to cover up with the opponents who are behind the strikers. Yes, so when these midfielders also push up to cover, then it leaves a void in midfield. And I think that was where Manchester United were really having problems throughout the time Ruben Amorim has been at Manchester United. But then in this game, I think Ruben Amorim, if this is how they are really going to play, I think Ruben Amorim has finally gotten the antidote to his problems. Because in today's game, the strikers were not pressing so high. Right? They were just patient. They wait for the ball to get into midfield before they start to press really hard. Meaning they are trying to be very compact. Not leaving gaps in between or not leaving gaps in midfield. And I think that was a really good thing for Manchester United today. I think previously, Ruben Amorim has been playing this with Sporting, pressing really high, and it worked for him. But then with Manchester United, playing with just two midfielders in midfield and still pressing very high, it leaves that void. Just in case they were playing three midfielders, let's say, two would have pressed and then one would have been behind. But then they all press in previous games, leaving the void in behind. Sometimes you see a defender stepping into midfield. So immediately a defender steps into midfield, it leaves another void at centre back. And that was really going against Manchester United. But then in today's game, they stayed compact in midfield, from attack to midfield to defense. No high press in attack. They wait patiently. You get into midfield before they really press high and win the ball. So in today's game, you could see there wasn't so much of a movement of the centre backs into midfield. They were really compact today. And I think it really helped Ruben Amorim and Manchester United in this game. Yeah, so I think if this is how United are going to really play, it's really going to help them. Now, moving forward, not only me, everyone observed this. In today's game, Manchester United were really going for long throws. I don't know where this is coming from. With Dalot being the orchestrator. When there's a throw-in, especially in the final third, Dalot goes and then makes a very long throw. And I think that's led to Benjamin Sesko's goal. Yes, as a team, these are some of the things you have to be creating for yourselves. Right? You may not get flashy goals all the time. You may not get well-constructed goals all the time. So getting some of these things, set plays, set pieces, throw-ins, you should make sure you take advantage of these things. Teams like Arsenal don't always get the flashy goals. They sometimes rely on set pieces, corners. Yes, and they've mastered it. So this thing Ruben Amorim and Manchester United are introducing, I think is going to really, really help them going forward in the season. Especially if this is how they are going to play throughout the season. Yes. And I think Benjamin Sesko also got his second goal in the Premier League this season. And I think it's a very, very good thing for his confidence. And for the confidence of the team as well. His link-up play, excellent. Most people didn't really think he was that good on the ball. But then in today's game, we could see his touches, his link-up play, his hold-up play as well. Very strong on the ball. He has massive strength. Right. So I think kudos to Vivell for this. Because he orchestrated this move from Leipzig to Manchester United. Yeah, so I think Manchester United really, really played well today. And they really deserved those 3 points. Now let's move forward. Another observation. Seny Lamens. I made mention here in the preview that I don't understand why Ruben Amorim keeps him on the bench. Lo and behold, he started him against Sunderland. And it was a very, very good performance from him. A solid performance from Lamens. If you go to social media, most United fans are really excited with the kind of performance he put in today. Especially with his ability to come out and claim aerial balls. This is a problem Manchester United have faced for a very, very long time. United have had good goalkeepers in the past. The likes of even De Gea had this as a weakness. Coming out to claim balls was a very difficult thing. Right? Hence, teams really use that against Manchester United. When you are playing a game and you don't have a goalkeeper who is really good at claiming aerial balls, it mostly goes against you. Because the opponent team or the opposing team mostly use that and head the balls and mostly in the 18-yard box and win the second balls. So if you have a goalkeeper who comes out to claim these aerial balls, it's a very, very good plus for you. Yes, so I think Seny Lamens, he really had a very good game, made some excellent short stops as well. Notably in the first half, a very good shot from Xhaka, where he saved it very well. In the second half, there was a 1v1 as well, where he saved very well with his legs. Yes, so I think all round today, Manchester United really had a very good game. The likes of Ahmad, Sesko, everyone, Bruno Fernandes, everyone was on top of his game today. Someone will say it's just Sunderland, but then Sunderland are in very, very good form this season. They are not that weak. They play really good football. But then I think Manchester United really showed up today. They really played their hearts out. And they really needed these 3 points before the international break. Yes, so kudos to Manchester United and Ruben Amorim. The Blues! What a win. What a game today. Charlie, they applaud Chelsea and Maresca today for this win. Yes, I think they really, really deserve this win with the way they were playing. You know, even I think before the game, I saw the way Rich James called his teammates, the way he was talking to them. I even read his lips at a point where he said, "We are beating them here today. We are beating them here." That's what Rich James said. Yes, I think that was a very good captain's job. Yes, so coming into this game, there were a lot of expectations, mostly directing to Liverpool to at least have the maximum 3 points or at least a draw. But then, in football, things really happen. I remember I said here in the preview that I would be surprised if Chelsea beat this Liverpool side because Chelsea are having problems in defense. But then in attack, no matter how bad their defense is, in attack, they are stacked. They have a lot of quality to hurt any opponent in any given day. Yes, in recent days, they are not in very, very good form. But then in big games, playing at home, things really happen. And then Chelsea got all 3 points today. And I'm very, very impressed. Now, going into this game, Alisson was out injured. Yes, so we were expecting second goalkeeper to join the setup, right? He had a snort against Galatasaray, where Alisson was subbed. So coming into this game, Ancelotti was asked about him, and he said he's very experienced. He has played in Valencia, he has played in blah, 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 blah. So he's very confident in him that he's going to keep the goalpost safe. But then when the game started, it was so obvious, it was so clear that this goalkeeper was not confident on the ball at all. Right? He was so shaky. Anytime the ball is given to him, he just wants to clear it out. Even without him being under pressure, which led to Caicedo's first goal. If you can watch very critically, when Van Dijk gave him that pass, there was no reason for him to kick the ball out for a throw-in. It wasn't intended to be a throw-in, though. He was trying to pass to Van Dijk back. But then I think that wasn't the right choice. He could have controlled and then kick the ball in or find a teammate to pass to. But then I think he was shaky and then he messed it up. And then Chelsea took advantage of it. Yes, so for me, I see Liverpool not to be in the groove currently. This is their straight third loss in the Champions League and the Premier League. When they lost 2-1 versus Crystal Palace, 1-0 versus Galatasaray, and now versus Chelsea. What is wrong with Ancelotti and his men? This is what I think is wrong with Ancelotti and his team. Last season, you came in, you had the club setup, you used that setup, and it really worked perfectly for you. Now, why don't you maintain that? He doesn't want to do that. He wants to introduce his own play or his own tactics and his own personnel to the Liverpool team. I think that is what is hurting Liverpool right now. To the extent of even benching Mo Salah versus Galatasaray. I've been saying here on numerous occasions, he doesn't want the team to be a Mo Salah team anymore. How many chances do you see Liverpool create for Mo Salah in this term? In the past years, we know most of the things Liverpool do go through Mo Salah. But then, this season, it's not like that. And I think it's really hurting Liverpool. Yes, so I think Ancelotti has to find solutions to this. And in this game, I really applaud Maresca for one thing that I observed. He went into the game with two defensive midfielders, as in Caicedo and Reece James. Reece James is not a midfielder, but then we know he's a defender. Yes, so what's the idea behind this? We know how smooth this Liverpool midfield is. They are very good on the ball. So Maresca, knowing his midfield cannot match how good Liverpool are on the ball, he decided to go with two solid midfielders. And they did their job perfectly. It made Liverpool so uncomfortable playing through the middle. They were not getting the chance to play through the middle. So now they started going long. They kick it long to Mo Salah, kick it long to Gakpo, to Isak. But then the Chelsea defense was superb, was so superb today. A champion. I didn't expect him to get that kind of confidence to play against Liverpool. But then, bro, he was so solid today. The whole Chelsea defense was very solid. The only time I felt their defense got a little shaky was when Badiashile got off and then Reece James was sent to centre back. We know Reece James is not a centre back. So I think that was the only time the defense lost its shape before Liverpool got the equalizer. Yeah, so I really applaud Chelsea today for that solid performance. Now, I really observed one thing too. Liverpool really struggled with the pace of Neto and Garnacho. And I think it really helped Chelsea. I think today, right, to be honest, Maresca got everything spot on. That's what a coach has to do. You make mistakes, you learn from them. Because in the previous games, I always say he's been very bad with his selections and sometimes his subs. But then in today's match, I think he really, really had everything on point. Yes, so Estival with the winner for Chelsea. He came in and he was electric. I'm really, really happy for this guy because when he arrived at Chelsea, I wasn't expecting him to have this kind of impact. But then so far so good. With the kind of game he's playing, I think he's going to be a very, very good asset for the Chelsea and Maresca. Yes, so Chelsea won by 2-1 against Liverpool. Arsenal are on top of the Premier League table after game week 7. Yes, this is what all Arsenal fans wanted to see. They are currently on top. Yes, but the big question here is, can they maintain this position till the end of the season? Because Arsenal are really, really in good form. They are having a very good squad. But then, winning a silverware is the main goal now. Can Arteta and his men deliver silverware for their fans? That's a big question, and that's a question for another day. Let's see what happens. Yes, Eberechi Eze. Charlie, kudos. Sometimes I understand why certain coaches want signings from the Premier League. If you look at Arteta, most of his signings, they are signings from the Premier League. The likes of Trossard, Gabriel Jesus, Zinchenko. Most of the signings he did are players who are in the Premier League before, who have experienced the Premier League and have played the Premier League so many years. Yeah, so I think with Eze, he's really, really playing well since his arrival. Getting in numbers, creating chances. Yes, Arsenal won by 2-0. Goals from Saka and Declan Rice, who scored against his former club and decided not to celebrate. Yes, so as I was saying, Arsenal had a really good game. Now on top, what is next for Arsenal fans? Because they are always hopeful. They are always optimistic that something may happen. And in this season, Liverpool seem not to be playing very well. Manchester City, so far, not in very good form. So can Arsenal take advantage of this? That's the main point. Yeah, so in this game, I think Arsenal controlled majority of the game. Almost the whole game. West Ham also created chances, showed one or two glimpses, created chances, shots. But then, Arsenal were too strong for West Ham United. Ladies and gentlemen, this brings us to the end of today's episode. Follow me on TikTok at Gustavo Football Headquarters, on Facebook at Gustavo Football Headquarters. You can subscribe to my YouTube channel as well on Gustavo Football Headquarters. See you next time.